Journey through Shizhou, Local Snacks by Riko. What is Microcampus? In this educational trip called Microcampus, 13 students from Shanghai American School are chosen every 4 months to spend 28 days in a village in Yunnan Province, China called Shizhou. During this day, we are to work on an assignment called the Inquiry Project, where the student chooses a topic of high interest related to the village in some way and research about it. This is one of the 13 projects of the Nutty Narwhals group of 2015 SAS put on campus. Enjoy! In order to illustrate my personal journey of food photography in Shizhou, one must consider my thoughts before the trip, my thoughts during the first few weeks of the trip, and my thoughts as I wrapped up the trip. First of all, in order to illustrate my personal journey of food photography in Shizhou, one must consider my thoughts before the trip. Before I came to Shizhou, I had a guess that they had many spicy food in the area. This was because Sichuan, a province internationally famous for their spicy cuisines, is very close to Yunnan. At this point, I really only had a vague idea of what the food there would even look like. But after doing my background research when I was preparing for this project, I found out there was a traditional Yunnan dish called guojiao rice noodles. This gave me a more specific picture. Secondly, in order to illustrate my personal journey of food photography in Shizhou, one must consider my thoughts during the first few weeks of the trip. After I reached Shizhou, I simply followed where my curiosity and hunger took me. I spent my field research days eating food and asking questions that popped up into my mind on the spot. This was a very fresh and brilliant experience that I loved the most about the Inquiry Project. From the research, I mainly found out about the Shizhou Baba, a local pizza-like snack that is favored by both tourists and locals. Rose jam, a local specialty made from rose petals. Mi liang sha, jelly made out of flower seeds and rice eaten with honey or rose jam syrup. All kinds of papaya snacks, such as dried papaya, papaya soaked in rose, papaya juice, etc. And cheese, a local snack brought to Shizhou by Mongolians that once invaded Yunnan. During this time of the trip, I had completely forgotten about the previous research I had done with Shizhou cuisines, such as the spicy food and the rice noodles. Finally, in order to illustrate my personal journey of food photography in Shizhou, one must consider my thoughts as I wrapped up the trip. Many realizations hit me after the actual field research was finished, specifically at the time I was organizing the photos I took. I noticed for the first time that my project topic has slipped to local snacks of Shizhou from local cuisines of Shizhou, which I had planned. This was totally unintentional, and the discovery also reminded me about my previous topic and the research I had done. All my guesses about the spicy food was on the right track. Shizhou offered chili in almost all their dishes and cuisines, and people favored spicy food. They also had a traditional noodle called ersi, which is rice noodle. Another thing that hit me when I was going through my photos was that the majority of my pictures were of ingredients rather than the actual cooking or product made from it. This told me a lot about how I look at things and what I find beautiful in my eyes. During this microcampus trip, I was able to experience things that I have never imagined doing before. The big part of that experience was from the Inquiry Project, my food photography journey in Shizhou. It consisted of 3 main parts: my thoughts before the trip, my thoughts during the first few weeks of the trip, and my thoughts as I wrapped up the trip.